Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to another episode of The Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys watching today's video, spend a little bit of time with me. Always grateful for that. And guys, today we're going to be talking about the benefits and when you want to throw a jerkbait that is silent, that doesn't make any rattles, because there's a time and place for both of them. So we're going to go over that in today's video. Now, if you're not familiar with it, most jerkbaits, they have some type of a rattle inside of them. Can be a balancer system like with the Mega Bass 110s like this, or it could be like a Smithwick Rogue that's got some BBs inside of them. But most of them make rattles, like when you're jerking it like that, they'll make some type of a rattle. Now, this is the Mega Bass Silent 110. This is a silent jerkbait. The balancer systems are fixed inside of here, so it makes for a stealthy, silent presentation. So today we're going to talk about when you want to use the silent one and when it outproduces the other one. And also, guys, I'll link this bait into the description of this video. I'll put my Tackle Warehouse link in here if you guys want to try some of these silent 110s, because they are fish catching son of a guns. Now, first of all, let me tell you a little bit about my personal preference. You guys follow the channel, you know how much I fish jerkbaits. I prefer a silent jerkbait, and the reason I do that is because a jerkbait to me is a sight bait. It's primarily used in cleaner water. So for example, when I throw this jerkbait down in there and I'm working it down and jerking it through the water column like that, a lot of times these bass will come up and study this thing. Now, if they're close to this jerkbait and you jerk it a couple times and it makes a rattle or a weird sound, to me, sometimes that can be a strike detractor. That's not anything that happens naturally in nature. But if you use a silent model like the Silent 110 here, when you're jerking that bait down there, all they can see is the flash and profile of the lure. They don't hear any noise whatsoever with it. It just looks and sounds more like a real minnow. So I think when those fish get down close to it, it's a lot better to have a silent jerkbait. Now, a lot of times, if you're trying to pull fish up a distance, say for example, it's windy out, you're fishing over a little bit deeper water, maybe off of a main lake point or something, and your jerkbait is maybe 5 or 6 foot down over 15 or 20 foot of water. Yeah, sometimes the sound can, transmit through the water and it brings those fish a farther distance away to investigate the bait. But in terms of actually getting the fish to commit to biting the bait, I just prefer the silent. I just think I get more bites on it. Now, let's talk a little bit about specifically under specific situations when a silent model works better. Now, I'm not saying that I don't use the regular models, because I use them a bunch out there. The times that I really prefer a silent model is during a little bit tougher fishing conditions. Now, the tougher fishing conditions can come in a variety of forms. One of the number one things that makes fishing tougher a lot of times is increased fishing pressure. And I've noticed this a lot in my own fishing. Say, for example, if I'm fishing a tournament, maybe the first day of the practice of the tournament, I can catch them on a jerkbait that makes noise. But by the time the tournament starts, towards the end of the tournament, they've had so much pressure on them that they're a little bit more skittish, and that's when I go to a silent one. Silent jerkbait will catch you more fish if you fish in a body of water that has a lot of people fishing it. The next thing with that is the weather conditions. If you have a bright sunlight condition where you have a lot of light intensity, say it's a sunny day or it's just lightly, partly cloudy, silent jerkbait's always better in those conditions out there, especially if you don't have much wind. If you guys have a clear water environment, like water visibility over 3 feet, and you don't have much wind and you've got sun, you're going to catch 10 times more fish on a silent model. The regular model that makes noise will draw those fish close to it, but in those tough post-front conditions where it's bright out, they will rarely hit a thing. They won't commit to it like they will the silent model here. So the silent model is my number one preference during those brighter, tougher fishing conditions. Another place that I use silent is in very, very clear water. If I'm fishing water visibility that's extremely clear, like over 5 or 6 foot of visibility, even if it's not a bright condition, it seems like I catch more fish, on the silent model out there. The times that I prefer the other models are the times when water maybe have a little bit more color to it, like you've got maybe 3 foot of visibility, or those days that are really windy and cloudy or rainy, early in the morning, late in the day, or conditions where the fish are more aggressive, which is usually comes from a low light condition with some type of the southerly airflow. But anyway, guys, I fish the silent model half the year probably. You definitely want some in your box. They will outproduce regular jerkbait, like I said, hands down under certain conditions. So anyway, if you guys want to try a few, I'll put the link in the description to the Megabass Silent 110. You guys can pick a couple up there at that link, and hope it helps out. We'll talk to you guys later.